Hello everybody. Chapter 9, Principality of Rejection. Description of rejection. Feeling rejected is one of the most devastating of all human emotions, and it is usually ill-founded. But we can't defeat rejection if we have given bitterness, jealousy, and envy a place in our lives. It's impossible because bitterness is the root of all the unloving spirits that accuse us with rejection. To have freedom from rejection, we must have freedom from bitterness. Herein lies a spiritual paradox. The spirit of rejection opens the door for bitterness, jealousy, and envy. But you can't defeat rejection until you have defeated bitterness, jealousy, and envy. The most common reason for separation from God and others is unforgiveness. Unforgiveness is the first element of bitterness. To defeat bitterness and all its armor starts with defeating unforgiveness. The dictionary defines rejection: to cast off, to rebuff, or repulse, to throw away as useless, as unsatisfactory, to put aside, to disprove. Rejection consists of several major aspects. Rejection tells us we are unwanted, put aside, and refused. It's a feeling of being unloved and not accepted, either as a member of a group, by a friend, or sometimes even by the human race. Rejection places a wall around us that repels acceptance, even when it is offered. Rejection reminds us of our desperate need to be loved, and, at the same time, we're convinced we're unloved. This causes emotional torment. Rejection drives love from us and drives us from love. Even when someone does love us, we still feel rejected. You're just saying that. I know better. You don't really love me. You only like what I can do for you. This unloving spirit tells us that no one can ever really love us. We're unlovable. Anytime someone begins to open love's door to us, unloving spirits slam it shut with accusations that we're unworthy of being loved. As someone starts to show love toward us, rejection starts picking their affection apart. Oh, you say you love me, but you won't go to my ball games. I saw you looking at my dress. You think I dress stupid. See, you said it. You can't stand detail. You've never been able to tolerate someone who talks as much as me. This'll never work out. Rejection judges facial expressions and body language, or evaluates nuances, looking for a reason to feel more rejected. Rejection drives us to pick a fight with the person who wants to love us. The result will be another sure rejection. Rejection says, you're like everyone else. You're avoiding me. Well, I understand. I can't imagine anyone who'd want to be with me anyway. We speak our own words of rejection to others and play a game of verbal ping-pong. Rejection blocks our ability to reconcile differences with others over misunderstandings. It carries us into bitterness. We debate with ourselves about the rejection rather than going to the other person to resolve the misunderstanding. The hope of reconciliation rapidly disintegrates. The fear of being rejected is fueled by the fear of man and by the fear of failure. Rejection, unloving spirits, and fear work together. Rejection says, I'm not accepted. Unloving spirits agree, saying, "There's a good reason for you being not accepted, because you're not worthy of being loved." Then fear says, "If he ever knew what I was really like, he'd hate me." We're afraid that no one loves us, not even God. Yet, as these spirits are talking to us and we're under attack, it's time to go to God. He is the only one who knows the real truth about us and is big enough to forgive us. God accepts us as we are, provided we come to him in faith. Rejection drives us to reject others, reject and love from others. Let me repeat that. Rejection drives us to reject love from others. Even though people offer love and acceptance to us, we're unable to believe them and receive it. Giving and receiving love forms the foundation for our relationship with God, others, and ourselves. The cause of all spiritually rooted disease is the inability to give and receive love. Love has the power to break rejection and fear. Rejection tells us that we will never belong. Even though we desire to be a part of something, we never feel like we belong. We attempt to become involved in family, church, a group of friends, or some organization, or we strive to fit in at work. Yet we just can't accept the fact that we belong. This sense of not belonging is rejection. Shame and guilt result from rejection, making us feel uncomfortable. So we don't fit in. We're not good enough. I've been looking at the same job for 16 years, but no one really likes me down there. They still won't let me sing at the picnic. Julie won't even talk to me. Well, I talk too much. I understand. Why would anyone want to be my friend? A person who is plagued by rejection is given to irrational and continual introspection. They walk around with their heads hanging down, are unable to look you in the eye, but seem to always be looking for approval and acceptance from others. They're constantly on guard, watching to see if someone notices them. Rejection produces double-mindedness. I know God said he loves me, but I don't feel his love, and he certainly never answers my prayers. I want to believe his promises, but why should I? We constantly argue with God's eternal truth, bolstered by Satan's eternal lies. Rejection robs us of our true identity in Christ Jesus, preventing us from becoming the special person that God created us to be. It creates internal instability and restlessness. James 1 verse 8 says, "A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways." I'm going to stop right there, and we'll continue with part 2.